Imagine if you have your vision as the car with the right team.
Imagine how quick that vision will come into the footsteps. Something that was taking 5 years takes 3 months.
This morning is all about leadership and influence. Good morning. It is that time of the morning again on the Inside Show with your host Carl Hendricks here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is so good to have you back online, and we are busy with politics again. In the studio here with me, I've got some fine gentlemen with me here this morning. We've got Wendell Bloom with us here, and I would love him just to introduce himself shortly. But in the meantime, I want you please to subscribe to our channel, and if you don't mind, just hit that bell every single time when we're online. You will know that we are online. Thank you so much again, and this is politics, the best time to be alive in South Africa. I tell you now, I think we are more closer to democracy than ever before, and there is some upsets and serious upsets. And yesterday I was following closely. I don't know about you, but man, what a surprise for the EFF and so many other things that happened yesterday in this arena. Well, I'm going to have actually Sauls with us in the studio. He's on his way, waiting for him to arrive. But in the meantime, I've got Wendell, and myself and Wendell will get the show running till Ashley, now Councillor Ashley. I don't know if I'm right if I say Pastor Councillor Ashley. Okay, there he's just walking through the doors. We are so good to have him here. But while he settled in, I would just want to have a quick conversation with Wendell. Wendell, thank you so much for responding to our request. Tell us a little about Wendell. Who's Wendell? If somebody sits on the other side and they want to know a little more about you before we venture into this wonderful discussion here this morning, just give us a brief rundown. What's your academic achievements? What's your career? What do you do? Who's Wendell? Are you married? Are you not? Are you available? Are you have kids? Whatever. We should know something about the person that's with us here on the set here this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Doctor, and good morning, Mr. Sauls. I haven't seen you in quite some time. It's good to see you again. We know each other quite well.
Okay.
I am born in Westbury, grew up in Eldorado Park and Klipspruit West, and where my family home still remains, which is in Klipspruit West. I attended Eldorado Park Secondary School, high school, and then I went to the Rand Afrikaans University, where I did my BProc and I did my LLB, and thereafter I did my articles as a candidate attorney, became associate, became a senior associate, then became a director at a law firm where I'm currently at. I'm one of five partners in the firm, and we are based in Sandhurst in Sandton, and we do a lot of commercial, regulatory, constitutional work, and yeah, that's basically the academic side of it. I'm also a director at probono.org. I'm one of the managing members of the Law Society of South Africa. I'm an executive committee member of the Johannesburg Attorneys Association. I'm a soon-to-be, I understand, the chairperson of the Gauteng Attorneys Association, and or the bodies that are affiliated to it. So that is me in a nutshell. I'm divorced. I have one young son, and that is my life.
Well, there you have it, Wendell. That resume is about 5 pages long. What do you say, Ashley? Man, you're such an achiever. Congratulations on all your achievements. We are so proud of you, and thank you so much again for being with us here. I'm not sure anymore how to call this gentleman. Is he a counselor? Is he a pastor? Or who is this Ashley? Or is he on visa? I'm not sure where we're going to get to today, but a warm welcome to you, and thank you so much for always responding positively to us. I know the media didn't treat the PA that well all the time. But I must just say, there's one station that really treated you well. They always have you all there, and you must just give them the necessary accolades. I think they really deserve some accolades. A warm welcome to you. How do you feel?
Thank you, Doc. Feeling very tired. We finished council last night this morning at about 1 o'clock.
Wow.
So greetings to you, thanks, and greetings to your viewers, to Wendell. Good to see you, man. And so I brought everybody here today. I brought Pastor Ash, I brought Ashley Sauls, the counselor. I brought them Biza too. I'm just wacht net vir my glas. Ek het die mense gevra om my glas bring, maar ek vat ook so lang.
Oh my word.
So that's who I am. I'm born in Kliptown, the historic Kliptown, where the Freedom Charter was signed in 1955. Very interestingly enough, it was signed, the place where it was signed, I'm literally steps away. I was born literally steps away from it. Many people can say I'm born in Elders, for example, but then you're born in Stradum somewhere, in a hospital in another place. So you're not really born. Now me, I'm born in Kliptown.
It's not by default.
I'm born in Kliptown, and literally steps away from where they actually signed the Freedom Charter, and born, of course, raised there, and raised in Klipspruit. The majority of my life, attended school in primary school, Firethorn, Eldercrest, Klipspruit West Secondary, and Willow Crescent Secondary. I was a full-time pastor in ministry, and now in politics. And of course, then I ventured into comedy, and there's some bizarre funny part.
Dog,
ek verstaan. Jokkers was
you're gonna roll play.
Jokkers was anointed, man. Ek het laat is toegekom, so ek moet 'n bietjie tot in kry. But yeah, so a mixture of all. I'm just becoming all things to all men, to win them in terms of what I believe God has called me to do. And so it's just very good to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much. I must just say, Ashley, undoubtedly the PA is one of the surprise packages of the local government elections. And were you guys surprised for the outcome on the PA? We'll get further into the program, but was that a surprise factor for you guys?
I mean, surprise factor in a positive sense. I must say, we were so surprised by how our people, especially colored people, I mean, the Patriotic Alliance, unapologetically, our base is colored people, and we're not a colored party, we're a colorful party, but every political party has a base. Mm-hmm. So our base is majority colored people, and how colored people came together, how colored people just rallied together, became, there's an awakening, if I can put it in that way. There's an awakening amongst our people politically. Mm-hmm. There's an awakening, and to have seen the massive and rapid growth and activity everywhere in the country, that was a good surprise for us. And so it turned out to give us 81 seats nationally through this election. And so we're very, very happy. We're very proud of that. We got much more than what we expected.
Just break that 81 seats down for us a bit, for the viewer out there.
Well, nationally, there's different municipalities, of course, that contested nationally for during this local government election. And so you get different seats, whether it is either ward seats or PR seats in different municipalities. So all together, everywhere where we contested nationally, altogether we got 81 seats. In the city of Joburg, we have 8 seats. And it's so significant. This is the party's 8th year birthday. We started in 2013. We turned 8 years this year. We have 8 seats in the city of Joburg, and we got 81 seats. So new beginning.
So there was a forecast out there from a lot of analysts out there.
Yeah.
And you were following it, right? While you guys were campaigning, going from place to place, Eastern Cape, Northern Cape, wherever you could, Johannesburg, there was a forecast. What was the people saying, and what was the surprise factor for them? Because they were shocked, I must just admit. So what was the things that was going around, that you guys will never make it, and so on? What was the view out there?
Yes, of course, the view was we are just a small party. We shouldn't be taken seriously. We are led by ex-convicts. Our our president and our deputy presidents are ex-criminals and ex-gangsters, and the media tried very hard to push that narrative and to just so as to suppress what is actually and in reality happening on the ground. And so there was real negativity around the Patriotic Alliance, and analysts, most of them didn't believe that we are going to make any inroads during this past elections.
So what was the game plan? What was the game plan? How did you guys approach it? Because when there's a lot of negativity, you should have a game plan. What was the strategic approach towards that?
To focus on our support, to focus on what we want to achieve amongst our people, and we were very clear about that. And then also, whenever we have a platform, we are unapologetic about what we are about. We are against colored marginalization. We want to bring the colored agenda back onto the table, and we want our own seat at the table of opportunity on all levels, on all spheres in government. And so we were very clear about that, unapologetic about that. So when we speak, we are aggressive about it. We are open and unapologetic about it, and it worked. I mean, our people got the message. They rallied behind it, and we know that for the next 2 years we're going to get even more of our people rallying behind us, and other races as are rallying behind the cause, the mission, and the movement of the Patriotic Alliance.
Thank you. Wendell, tell us about the drama of yesterday. Did you projected that? Did you think that this is the way it would have gone with coalitions per se? Could you see it from a distance? I was surprised. I was completely surprised by the EFF, because they were very verbal, that they will never go with the DA. I was completely surprised by the mere fact that the EFF and the DA, they don't agree on a whole lot of things if it comes to land issues and so on. Give us a take on this coalition.
So, if one goes to the regulatory environment, the Local Government and Municipal Structures Act enjoins municipalities to within 14 days from the date that the elections are declared, to have a sitting where the positions of speaker together with the position of mayor has to be finalized. And then you get the advent of the coalition talks. And what people sometimes don't realize is that there is no direct legislation that regulates coalition governments. I mean, there's different types of coalition governments. There's minimum majority coalition governments. There's minority coalition governments. But the fact of the matter is, it had to come to a head yesterday and within the 14-day period from the declaration. What then happens is pretty much anybody's guess in terms of how the parties coalite. Do they decide to stick to agreements that they've made? Parties that they've indicated that they are going to go into coalition with? Do they decide at the last moment that they are going to pull out of that and join another party in terms of a coalition? There's no rule, and also what makes the situation unprecedented, especially in the city of Joburg, is the advent of the growth of, in particular, two parties, the PA as well as Action SA, and the role that they were purported to play yesterday. So it's unprecedented. It's difficult to call. It is as volatile as you've seen it yesterday, and one can never go along the lines of just accepting what the party says on Friday, that they will stick to that coalition. Circumstances change, ideals change, focuses change, who they want in power changes as the day goes along. And what you had yesterday is a culmination of that volatility, that uncertainty that resulted in the city of Joburg having a DA mayor, and for all the reasons mentioned and that we've heard in the media.
So I've got a representative of the PA here. Did you think they made a good choice in their coalition choice to go for ANC and not DA? What's your lens?
My view on that is, a call needed to be made by the PA. I think the call must have been very much considered in terms of who do they align with in terms of the policies and the principles that they stand for, and who best can serve those policies and those principles if they do provide the support for that party in terms of who occupies these positions of mayor and who ultimately takes over the city. I think they were just like any other party, very strategic in the approach. What I do respect is the fact that they were consistent. They consistently said who they're aligning with, and they didn't change that in terms of where they vote, and that's a good thing for democracy. That's a good shot in the arm for a voter in terms of confidence that you have a party that sticks to its guns. I didn't expect them to move from that position, but I do believe they made the call, and I mean Mr. Sauls can explain further as to exactly the criteria that they utilized to get to a decision to align themselves with the ANC. But I think it demonstrates consistency, and they voted with who they said they were going to vote, and the results turned out the way that it did. They are not in control of what ultimately happens with anything that the DA aligns themselves with, what Action SA aligns themselves with, what the EFF aligns themselves with, and there's been a lot of developments. I mean, I understand that they were in council, but I was consistently in contact with people in council and these developments as they were playing out. So, as I said earlier, it was very volatile, it was very uncertain, but they chose the direction that they wanted to, and they stuck with it.
Councillor Sauls, tell me, since you have your sip on your glass there, did you think you guys made a right decision by going with the EFF? With the ANC, with the ANC. There's two questions. One, do you think you guys made the right decision to go there? And do you think you disappointed your voters that voted for PA? Because there was a level of expectation that they want the ANC out, and now they feel that you align back with the ANC.
Yeah, we must just be very clear about the fact that with the coalition talks, and when you come into council after these coalition talks, Doc, when you come in there, the outcome is not surprised. It's not a surprised outcome. You know the outcome long before we even get to the vote, because that's the idea of coalition talks. So it's not surprising that the DA took it yesterday, based on what you then discovered when you're in council. And so there's what we tell the people, and there's what happens behind closed doors. Now the PA's approach is, we don't hide nothing. Ons is van waarheid. We are about truth and transparency. It is a lie if you come and tell the people there was this, you didn't know what's going to happen in council. No, they knew, DA knew, EFF knew, everybody knew. We knew. So in terms of the decision that we made to go with the ANC, was it a mistake? Absolutely not. Our party president was clear. We said that our agenda is to bring the colored agenda back on the table. We are tired of colored people's CVs being thrown in the dustbin. We are tired of the fact that we are being marginalized because of our surnames. We don't get opportunities. We are clear on that. And we said that we are willing to go with anybody who is going to ensure that we get jobs for our people. We don't have the privilege of waiting 5 years in opposition benches. Our people need jobs now. Our people need opportunities now. So we said we'll speak to anybody who's willing to give that. And we did that. We were truthful and transparent. Our president came every single time on Facebook, and he gave updates. And of course, then Steenhuisen and others started doing the same, because our president is obviously a pioneer in these issues. I mean, and then they started giving updates. But in those updates, our president was clear that I'm talking to this one, we're talking to this one. I was personally part of coalition talks. And the reason why we didn't go with the DA was the DA, we spoke to the DA. We didn't just speak to the ANC. And so this narrative that is out there that we just aligned ourselves with the ANC and that was our choice. And no. We went and spoke to everybody. We spoke to FF Plus, we spoke to the DA, we spoke to all parties. The reason why we did not go with the DA is because, firstly, the DA is bluntly racist. The DA looks down on colored people. I'll make an example. We had a coalition talk, our coalition talks in Theewaterskloof. We said to the DA, because we had kingmaker status there, so you use the votes that our people has given us, not to sell it, but as currency to buy opportunities for our people. We said to the DA, here is a candidate mayor for us. We would like him to be the mayor of Theewaterskloof, because it's been DA ran for all the terms. So now we want colored leadership. We are clear about that. And then DA said to us, do you understand what it takes to be a mayor? And we were like, what do you mean? We do understand what it takes. So we're trying to investigate